Have you ever wondered how many more springs are waiting for you after the age of 70? It might sound far away, but the truth is, your body already knows the answer. Silently, clearly. It's just that we never learned how to listen to it. Some people past 70 still take their morning walks, read without glasses, and tell stories to their grandkids with energy and laughter. Others, at the same age, walk slowly with aching legs, sleep poorly, and feel exhausted for no clear reason. The difference? It's not fate. It lies in tiny signs, very small, but surprisingly powerful in predicting longevity. This video won't give you the secret to immortality, but it will show you 11 unmistakable signals coming from your own body telling you you're either on the right track or it's time to make a change. And the good news? You can absolutely improve these signs starting today. No magic pills, no waiting for science fiction. Just understanding and taking the right actions at the right time. Sign 1. Your ability to balance. Let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you tried standing on one leg? It sounds a little silly, maybe even childish. But according to a major study in Brazil, if you're over 70 and can't balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds, your risk of dying within the next 7 years almost doubles. Yes, just 10 seconds. Why is that so serious? Because balance isn't just about your legs. It's a complex coordination between your muscles, nervous system, and brain. When even one of these systems weakens, you begin to lose balance, literally and figuratively. Picture this. Carol, 72, starts every morning with a stretch. She brushes her teeth while standing on one leg. It's just a habit. She walks steadily, rarely trips, and takes regular walks with her friends. Then there's Nancy, also 72. Lately, she avoids stairs. She slipped in the kitchen not long ago. She wasn't badly hurt, but the fear stayed. Now she leans on walls, chairs, handrails, even just to stand or turn around. Her body is speaking, but she hasn't learned how to listen. What's the difference between Carol and Nancy? Not genes. It's those small, mindful, daily movements. Losing your balance isn't just inconvenient. It's a sign of weaker muscles, slower reflexes, and in some cases, early cognitive decline. Even more concerning, it's the leading cause of falls, which is one of the biggest threats to independence in old age. But here's the good news. Balance can be trained. You don't need hours of yoga or to become a gymnast. Just 5 minutes a day can change everything. Stand on one foot while brushing your teeth. Try tandem walking, heel to toe like walking on a line. Practice slow Tai Chi, gentle jump rope, or even dancing. These small movements activate your core, improve posture, and help your body and mind reconnect. In fact, try this right now. Stand up, find some space. Lift one foot off the ground. Count. 1, 2, 3. Wobbling? That's okay, but don't ignore it, because your ability to balance today may determine how well and how long you live in the years to come. Your body is always sending signals. The question is, are you listening? Because balance isn't just about standing tall. It's your body whispering, "I'm still in control." And yet, there's another sign, just as subtle, hidden in something as ordinary as a handshake. Because sometimes the strength in your grip can reveal more about your health than any blood test ever could. Sign 2. Grip strength. Imagine this. You're shaking hands with someone new. You can feel the firmness or the lack of it instantly, right? But here's the thing. That handshake doesn't just say something about confidence. It tells a deeper story about health, vitality, and even longevity. Sound strange? Well, science agrees. Major studies from the US, UK, Japan, and Brazil have all shown that grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of how long older adults will live. A strong handshake isn't just about muscle. It reflects a healthy nervous system, solid muscle mass, and a circulatory system that's still working well. But when grip strength starts to fade, it may be one of the first signs of muscle loss, sarcopenia, reduced mobility, higher risk of falls, and in many cases, a significantly increased risk of early death. Let me tell you two quick stories. Robert is 78. His handshake is firm, full of life. He still lifts light weights, carries groceries for his wife, and opens his own jam jars each morning. His hands don't just show strength. They represent independence, dignity, and quality of life. Walter, also 78, has started dropping glasses. Even twisting open a water bottle feels like a chore. He says it's probably just age. But his body is trying to tell him something. Weaker grip often means overall strength is declining, triggering a domino effect: fatigue, loss of independence, potential long-term immobility. The good news? You can rebuild your grip strength. And you don't need fancy equipment. Start with something simple. Squeeze a tennis ball. Hold for 5 seconds, release, repeat 10 times per hand. Or try resistance bands, wall push-ups, or carry heavier grocery bags. A little every day, and your hands will wake up again. Try this right now. Can you open a jar easily? Hold a bag for a few minutes without strain? If not, don't wait, because the strength in your hands today might just predict your vitality tomorrow. And sometimes, holding on to strength in your hands is holding on to life itself. And yet, your hands aren't the only part of your body sending a signal. There's another clue, one many people overlook. No lab test needed, no doctor visit, no equipment. Just watch how you walk. Yes, your walking speed. It may sound simple, but your daily walking pace has been shown to be one of the most accurate indicators of longevity, especially after age 70. Do you walk fast or slow? It's not just about your legs. It reflects your heart, lungs, circulation, nervous system, even brain health. Slowing down, gasping for breath, needing breaks, these may not just be old age. They may be signs your body is losing its ability to recover. So in the next section, we'll dive into walking speed, a surprisingly powerful metric of your future, and how to use it to measure and even boost your health one step at a time.
Sign 3. Walking speed. Here's something surprising. The speed you walk today could predict how long you'll live. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But science backs it up. A large study from the University of Pittsburgh found that people over 70 who walked faster than average had a much greater chance of living another 10 years, compared to slower walkers. Why does walking speed matter so much? Because it reflects almost your entire system: leg muscle strength, cardiovascular health, brain function, even your confidence while moving. Think about the last time you had to cross a busy street. Someone in good shape walks quickly, decisively, without hesitation. Someone whose health is slipping hesitates, wobbles, maybe needs someone to hold their hand. And that pause? It's more than just fear. It's a signal. Imagine two men, Mr. Nam and Mr. Hai, both 75. Mr. Nam starts every day with a 20-minute walk around the park. His hair is silver, his back slightly curved, but his steps are steady and quick, as if every walk is his personal ritual to hold on to youth. Mr. Hai used to be strong too, but these days he sits most of the time. When he walks to the market, he has to stop several times, breathing heavily, legs unsteady, as if they're no longer his. Each step takes effort. And that slow fade? It's a quiet sign of deeper decline. You see, age doesn't stop us. Inactivity does. But here's the good news. You can improve your walking speed, no matter where you are right now. 1. Just 20-30 minutes a day of steady walking can make a difference. You don't need to jog, you don't need to rush. Just keep moving. 2. Add in a few simple leg exercises, standing up and sitting down from a chair, taking stairs, or walking briskly for short intervals. What matters most isn't how fast you walk. It's that you're not stopping. Because sometimes the way you walk today is how you hold on to your freedom, your health, and your future. And sometimes simply changing how you walk changes the direction of your aging. But there's something else, just as quiet as your footsteps, that holds immense power. Not in what you do while awake, but in how you rest. More specifically, the quality of your sleep. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly rested, light, clear, and ready for a new day? Because the truth is, sleep isn't just about shutting your eyes. It's when the body repairs itself. In the next section, we'll explore 1. Why high-quality sleep doesn't just keep you healthy. 2. It might actually be the fountain of longevity you've been missing every night.
Sign 4. Sleep quality. Let me ask you something simple but important. When was the last time you woke up and truly felt rested? Not just, well, at least I got some sleep, but the kind of morning where your mind feels clear, your body full of energy, and your spirit ready for the day. If it's been a while, you're not alone. But you need to know this. Your sleep quality after age 70 is one of the strongest indicators of how long and how well you'll live. Sleep isn't just rest, it's recovery, it's rebuilding, it's resetting. In deep sleep, your brain flushes out toxins, your muscles repair, your immune system strengthens, your heart and hormones recalibrate. But when you don't sleep well, all of that healing gets disrupted. Studies from Harvard and Johns Hopkins show older adults who maintain consistent, high-quality sleep have significantly lower risks of memory decline, heart disease, and even early death. On the flip side, poor sleep is linked to brain fog, depression, high blood pressure, and weakened immunity. Imagine two women, both 74 years old. Gloria has a calming bedtime routine. She dims the lights, avoids screens, reads a book. She sleeps around 7 hours each night and wakes up refreshed. Sandra struggles. She wakes up multiple times, checks her phone, keeps the TV on. Every morning she feels groggy and naps throughout the day just to keep going. The difference isn't just comfort, it's longevity. Because poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it quietly erodes your health night by night. But here's the good news. Sleep can be improved. Start by resetting your internal clock. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body craves rhythm. Reduce blue light in the evening. Screens trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Use warm lighting or wear blue light glasses if you must use devices. Create a sleep sanctuary. Cool room, soft bedding, no distractions. Consider white noise or calming sounds. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. and skip heavy meals right before bed. Most importantly, listen to your body. If you're sleeping enough but still feel exhausted, or if you snore loudly, experience sleep apnea, or suffer from insomnia, don't ignore it. You may have an underlying sleep disorder that needs attention. Just remember this: sleep isn't laziness, it's leadership. It's how you lead your body toward recovery, clarity, and a better tomorrow. And tonight, when you close your eyes, do it with intention. Because rest is a form of strength. Because a deep night's sleep doesn't just restore you, it shapes who you'll be when you wake up, strong or drained, sharp or foggy. But there's another signal, deceptively simple, that can say a lot about your future health: your appetite. Yes, not just what you eat, but whether you still want to eat. Many people over 70 start losing interest in food, skipping meals, or losing weight without knowing why. And families often dismiss it. It's just old age. But science tells us that when appetite fades, it can be a red flag, pointing to deeper issues with digestion, hormones, or even mental health. So in the next section, we'll explore:
Why maintaining a healthy appetite and joyful eating is one of the keys not only to living longer, but also to living more fully, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Sign 5. Appetite and eating habits. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt hungry and excited to enjoy a good meal? It might sound like a small thing, but after 70, your appetite is more than just a feeling. It's a survival signal. Many older adults begin to eat less. Food no longer tastes good. Some lose weight without even realizing it. Family members often shrug it off. Well, they're older now. Eating less is normal. But here's the truth. It's not always harmless. A fading appetite can be an early sign of deeper issues: weak digestion, hormonal imbalance, mild depression, early cognitive decline, and, most importantly, muscle loss from low protein intake. Here's how it goes. Poor appetite, less food, especially protein, body lacks building blocks, muscles shrink, strength drops, mobility suffers, falls increase, independence fades. Imagine two men, both 75 years old. Mr. 2 still cooks daily. His meals are simple: vegetables, some protein, a drizzle of olive oil. But he sees eating as a ritual, a way to nourish, not just fill his stomach. Mr. Saw, on the other hand, used to enjoy drinking with friends, but now lives alone. He rarely cooks, grabs instant noodles or crackers. Lately, he's lost 11 pounds in 2 months, feels weak, and walks with unsteady legs. What's the difference? Quality and awareness. No one expects a perfect diet, but the older you get, the more your body needs real food and less processed junk. Most importantly, protein is key. Your muscles rely on it. Without enough, your body starts to break down its own muscle tissue just to survive the night. So ask yourself one question every day. Did I eat something today that truly nourished my body? It doesn't need to be fancy, just real. And if you've noticed that food no longer excites you, you're skipping meals, or losing weight without trying, this isn't just normal aging. It's a signal that your body needs deeper care, both physically and emotionally. And sometimes, improving your appetite doesn't start with a vitamin or a new recipe. It starts with something even simpler: eating with someone. Because eating isn't just about staying alive, it's about feeling alive. A balanced, nourishing meal shared with joy and connection is a sign of a body that still wants to thrive. But there's something else, far less visible, that can quietly chip away at your health: stress. No one escapes it, especially as we age. Financial worries, health issues, loss, loneliness. But how you respond to stress can be the line between a joyful, resilient life and one that slowly dims from the inside. So in the next section, let's explore 3. How managing your emotions doesn't just bring you peace. 4. It might also add years to your life. Sign 6. Your ability to manage stress. If I told you that one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live is how you handle stress, would you believe me? Not how much stress you face, but how you respond to it. Let's be honest, life after 70 doesn't get easier. Loved ones pass away, health shifts, finances can change. But some people still smile, still breathe deeply, still walk through life with calm resilience. What makes the difference? Mental recovery, also known as resilience. If you're caught in chronic stress day after day, your body reacts. Inflammation rises, sleep gets disrupted, blood pressure goes up, immunity goes down. Stress doesn't just weigh on your mind, it ages your body faster. But those who know how to pause, go for a walk, write in a journal, breathe deeply, or simply whisper, "This too shall pass," often stay younger, longer. Picture two women, Elaine and Margaret. Both are over 70. Elaine begins each day with a light spirit. She prays, writes down things she's grateful for, and breathes through tough emotions. Margaret, by contrast, is constantly tense. She watches negative news all day, snaps easily, and tosses and turns all night. Even when nothing major is happening, she's always on edge. One of them is aging from the inside. The other, despite life's pains, is quietly healing. Stress is inevitable, but your reaction to it, that's what shapes your future. Ask yourself, do you hold on to anger too long? Do you ever breathe deeply or just grit your teeth and push through? Do you take even a few minutes each day to calm your mind? You don't have to become a monk to manage stress, but you do have to notice it. Because those who can pause, reframe, and let go tend to live 7 to 10 years longer than those who stay in constant tension. Not just longer, but lighter, clearer, more at peace. And the next time life wears you down, stop. Take one deep breath. Remember, you are not your stress. Because managing stress isn't just about peace of mind. It's about managing how you age. And you know what's even more powerful than meditation, yoga, or breath work? A hug. A surprise phone call from an old friend. A loud laugh shared around the dinner table. In other words, human connection. We often credit longevity to diet, exercise, or sleep. But science has proven again and again, people with strong, nurturing relationships who engage socially live longer and live happier. So in the next section, we'll explore why a genuine conversation can sometimes be more healing than any prescription, and how you can build that connection even as you grow older.
Sign 7. Social connections. If you had to guess what helps people live longer, what would you say? Good genes, a clean diet, regular exercise? All valid answers, but there's one powerful factor that often gets overlooked: social connection. Study after study has found that people who maintain strong, positive relationships well into their 70s, 80s, and 90s don't just live longer, they live better. Why? Because we are wired for connection. When you laugh with a friend, hug someone you love, or have a meaningful conversation, your brain lights up, stress hormones drop, and your immune system strengthens. Over time, this makes a profound difference. Picture two men, George and Alan. Both are 75. George meets his close group of friends every week for breakfast. They chat, joke, check in with each other. George feels heard, he feels seen, he feels like he matters. Alan, on the other hand, lives alone. He scrolls through social media and watches TV, but no one calls, no one checks in. At first, he tells himself it's just fine. But here's the truth. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a form of biological stress. It increases the risk of depression, heart disease, memory decline, and even early death. The good news? You don't need a large social circle. One phone call a week, joining a small group, starting a hobby that brings you around others. These small steps can lead to a massive shift. Ask yourself, who genuinely knows how you're doing these days? When was the last time you laughed, really laughed with someone? Are you actively tending your relationships or letting them quietly fade? Because in the end, people don't just pass away from illness. They fade from quiet isolation. So pick up the phone, say yes to a coffee, reply to that message. Aging shouldn't be a season of loneliness. Because loneliness doesn't just make us sad. It weakens the body, little by little, day after day. And speaking of the night, there's something happening in your body that most people never think about. Your muscles don't sleep when you do. In fact, nighttime is when they quietly rebuild or quietly waste away. Sound dramatic? It's real. After age 60, if you go to bed unprepared, without proper nutrition or the right recovery habits, your body may begin eating away at your own muscle just to make it through the night. In the next section, we'll dive into why some people wake up feeling strong, refreshed, and youthful, while others wake up feeling like they've aged years overnight. And more importantly, how you can take back control starting tonight. Sign 8.
What happens to your muscles while you sleep? It might sound strange, but did you know this? When you're deep in sleep, your body isn't resting the way you think it is. It's hard at work. And more importantly, it's making a decision to build you up or quietly break you down. Most people assume aging happens while we're awake, but the truth is the body continues to age, even in sleep, especially your muscles. After age 60, we begin to lose muscle mass. This is known as sarcopenia. And if your body doesn't have enough nutrients, hormones, or recovery signals while you sleep, that muscle loss speeds up. The scary part? It happens in silence. You don't see it. You don't hear it. You just wake up each morning feeling a little more tired, a little weaker, a little less like yourself. Picture this. Two people, both 72 years old. They go to bed at 10 p.m. The first one has a nutrient-rich dinner, lean protein, healthy fats, puts away screens early, and sleeps deeply. The second grabs some fried snacks, scrolls their phone late into the night, and tosses and turns in light sleep. Both are asleep, but only one is giving their muscles a chance to recover. The other? Their body has to break down muscle tissue just to stay fueled through the night. The result? One wakes up stronger. The other wakes up just a little weaker. Now imagine that happening every night, for years. That small gap becomes a wide chasm. So, what can you do? First, eat a balanced dinner, prioritizing protein and veggies. Avoid sugary processed foods at night. Make sleep a ritual, deep, consistent, uninterrupted. Try light stretching or meditation before bed. Remember, your muscles don't shut down when you sleep. They're either rebuilding or being drained. And the last hour before bed? It might be the most powerful hour of your day because it decides how strong you'll be tomorrow. And that brings us to a deeper realization. Your body never stops working. Even in sleep, it's either repairing you or unraveling you. But there's another part of you, more subtle, just as powerful, that also needs daily training to avoid decline. That's your brain. Unlike muscle, cognitive decline isn't something you feel overnight. You don't see it disappear. But over time, you'll notice your sharpness, your ability to learn, even your curiosity begins to fade. And here's the real tragedy. Many people stop learning, stop exploring, stop trying new things right around the time they stop working. But what if staying curious is actually what keeps you young? In the next section, we'll explore how the simple act of challenging your brain by learning, growing, and staying mentally active could be the key to aging not just slower, but better. Stay tuned. Sign 9. Mental sharpness and lifelong learning. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly learned something new? Not a fun fact on social media, not a household tip, but something that really made your brain stretch, like learning to play an instrument, drawing, or reading a challenging book. Because here's the truth. Your brain is a kind of muscle, and if it's not exercised, it weakens, it slows. Research shows older adults who keep learning, stay curious, and explore new things tend to have better memory, sharper thinking, and even stronger physical coordination. But when you stop learning, your brain doesn't warn you. It just quietly dims, like a light fading in the background. Let's compare two people. Mrs. Lon, age 75, takes online art classes, listens to podcasts every morning, and teaches her grandkids to play chess. Mr. Ben, also 75, mostly watches TV and repeats the same routine daily. Both are retired. Both have free time. But their brains? They're in completely different worlds. Mrs. Lon's brain is forming new neural connections every day. Mr. Ben's brain is running on autopilot, no longer challenged. Here's a truth many avoid. Cognitive decline isn't always due to age. Sometimes it's simply from disuse. But the good news? You can reboot your brain at any age. It's never too late to learn. Whether it's a new language, a hobby, or even a change in your daily routine, Every new challenge tells your brain, I'm still here, I'm still growing. So ask yourself, when was the last time I truly learned something new? And what's stopping me from starting today? Because one thing is certain, the more you learn, the younger your brain stays. See the pattern? Your brain needs movement, just like your muscles do. Every time you learn a skill, dive into a new interest, or see the world through a fresh lens, you're telling your body, I'm alive, I'm evolving. And that mindset of resilience, curiosity, and mental flexibility is what shapes how you deal with setbacks, illnesses, and the inevitable stumbles that come with aging. Because living longer doesn't mean you'll never fall. It means that when you do, you'll have the strength and the will to get back up. And speaking of resilience, let's talk about a sign most people overlook, yet it reveals so much about your real longevity. How fast you bounce back from a cold, a minor fall, or even a small disruption in your health. Do you spring back quickly, or does it take you weeks to feel like yourself again? That's sign number 10, and it might change the way you view your body forever.
Sign 10. Your recovery speed after illness or injury. When you catch a cold or have a minor fall, do you bounce back quickly? Or does each episode leave you feeling drained for days? It might sound like a small thing, but your recovery speed is one of the clearest indicators of how resilient your body still is and how long you're likely to live well. Let's be honest, after 70, injuries don't heal like they used to. A cold can turn into pneumonia. A small bruise can lead to weeks in bed. And the longer you stay down, the harder it is to get back up. But here's what matters most. Recovery isn't just about luck or age. It's about something called physiological reserve, the energy, strength, and healing capacity your body quietly stores inside. Imagine it this way. Some people, even at 80, still have a full inner battery. Others are running on 10%, and no amount of rest seems to recharge them. Let me tell you about two women, both 78. Mrs. June slips in her kitchen. She bruises her hip and spends several days in bed. Within a month, she's lost her strength, her appetite, and her independence. Mrs. Helen also falls, but she's been walking daily, eating well, and doing light leg exercises. She gets back on her feet quickly. Yes, she's sore, but her bounce-back power is intact. So what's the real difference? Not luck, not age, but how ready their bodies were to handle stress. Ask yourself, how fast do your wounds heal? After a cold, how long until you feel like yourself again? Do you bounce back or feel weak for days? If your answer is slower than before, you're not alone. But here's the good news. Recovery can be trained. Start now, not someday. Walk 20 to 30 minutes daily. Eat nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods. Prioritize deep, quality sleep. Stay socially and mentally active. And above all, don't ignore small signs. If a mild cold wipes you out for a week, that's your body sending a signal. Don't wait for a crisis. Build your inner strength today so that when life knocks you down, you rise, not weaker, but wiser and stronger than before. Because in the end, longevity isn't just about counting years. It's about how many times you've risen, braver, bolder, more alive than ever. And here's the bridge to the next sign. You see, recovery, whether from a fall, a fever, or a hard season of life, doesn't just reflect how strong your body is. It reveals how much your heart still wants to live. And what fuels that desire to keep going? Not just medicine, not just nutrition, but human connection, love, belonging. Surprisingly, one of the most accurate predictors of longevity isn't found inside your body, but all around you. It's sign number 11, your social connections. Because some people don't pass away from illness, they fade away from loneliness.
Let's explore why a phone call, a deep conversation, or a warm hug might extend your life more than any prescription ever could.
Sign 11. Your social connections. Let me ask you something simple. When was the last time you laughed, really laughed, with a friend? You might not realize this, but how you connect with others is one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live. Science is clear. People who maintain close, meaningful relationships live longer, stay healthier, and are less likely to develop chronic illnesses. On the flip side, loneliness doesn't just make you feel sad. It weakens the heart, slows down the brain, and causes inflammation that increases the risk of heart disease, Alzheimer's, depression, and even early death. Don't believe it? A famous Harvard study that spanned over 80 years found this. It wasn't money, it wasn't status, it was the quality of relationships that best predicted long-term happiness and longevity. Let me tell you about Mr. Nam, 82 years old. Every morning, he calls an old friend to ask just one thing: "How are you feeling today?" Every afternoon, he visits the same coffee shop, not for the drink, but for the conversation. He doesn't use social media, doesn't own a fancy phone, but he's never alone. Then there's Mrs. Dung, also 82. She has a beautiful home, successful children, but lives in silence. Few call, no one checks in. She lives long, but quietly. She has years, but not the kind you remember. So let me ask you, do you have someone to call each week? Someone who makes you laugh with silly jokes? Someone who listens to your ordinary stories? If not, it's time to rebuild your circle. You don't need 100 people, just one or two who truly care. Join a walking group, take a class, send a message, make the first call, invite someone out for coffee. Because connection isn't just emotional, it's medicine for your heart, a vitamin for your soul, a shield against the slow erosion of loneliness. And here's something worth remembering. Older people don't die from age, they die from being forgotten. So today, do one small thing. Call someone, tell a funny story, ask a genuine question, because that one moment of connection might give them and you one more reason to live longer, to live deeper. You've just discovered 11 science-backed signs, each one a mirror into your health and future after 70. But let's pause for a second. Forget the number 70, because age is just a point on the map. What really matters is how you walk forward from here. Will you let the years slip by, or will you choose to live them with intention? Will you wait for health problems to appear, or will you nourish your strength now while you still can? Because longevity isn't about how many years you live. It's about how alive you feel in those years, with a strong body, a clear mind, and a spirit that refuses to give up. And the most powerful truth of all? Most of these signs you just learned can be improved. Whether you're 35 or 75, it's never too late to begin. One small act a day, a 10-minute walk, turning off screens and going to bed early, calling an old friend. Each one adds not just years to your life, but life to your years. So if this video resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love, because you might not just help them live longer. You might walk the rest of this journey with them. Thank you for watching. And if you're still here, I want to say this. You deserve a long, meaningful life, and it starts today.